Hi guys, welcome back to Rybrook TV, and welcome to a slightly different video. It's going to be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more sort of vloggy style. Now, I've been living with that BMW 320d Touring LCI now for a few weeks. And when I did my first look, it was actually with this car. And people were saying, well, what's it like to drive? And especially, what is that new infotainment system like to live with? And well, now that I've been living with it for a little bit of a time, I think I'm in a good position to show you. So, in this video, I'm going to take you on a little walk and talk around this car, some of the more intricate details that you might not see, and I'm going to tell you what it's been like to live with before jumping inside and telling you guys what it's like to drive. Okay, so we'll start with a little quick walk and talk about what's different on the LCI. So, first things first, front end. It's rather different. So, front lights down here, they are different. This has got a visibility pack as well, so you can see the little blue accents in there. Now, that used to mean laser lights, however it doesn't anymore. They're a slightly different design as well to before. Can you see that? They're sort of the Corona rings, which aren't really Corona rings, are now completely different. Slightly different front grille, and a slightly different front bumper with some different accents down here. But overall, especially in Melbourne red, it's quite a rare colour to find these cars. I think it looks really good. So this has got a Pro pack as well. So we've got the larger alloy wheels on there with the red calipers. Move along the side. It is the usual touring look, as you can see. I do think it looks really good in red, to be honest. And then moving around to the back, there's a little bit of a difference back here. Hopefully you can see with the light being the way that it is. You've got some different accents down here. Oh, try not to slip up. So down here you've got some more sort of black elements here, which go up and round, and a slightly different diffuser. But all in all, I think it's a really good looking car, especially in this colour, in this specification. Really enjoying it. Now, 3 Series Touring, if you didn't know, has something called the shopping chute, which up here, underneath the windscreen wiper, you can pop the rear window, which actually is incredibly useful. And then you move the parcel shelf here, pop that back, and you've got everything in the boot. Now, I'll open the boot up properly and show you how big it is. Purposely left everything in there. Electronically folding tailgate, open that up. Now, there is absolutely, just pop that back up, there we go, about that. So there is absolutely acres of space in there. I've got all my camera gear in here, football boots down here, big camera bag here, we've got another bag here, tripod, gimbal, some cleaning stuff, and there's absolutely loads of space in there. It's super useful, and you can of course take the parcel shelf out if you wanted to, and then drop the rear seats, at which point the car becomes absolutely massive. So there is loads and loads of space in there, and then of course it's a little button up here to drop it back down. So let's go and have a look inside, because of course this is where some of the big changes have happened with the 3 Series Touring. So let's just jump in. Oh, nice little new BMW load up. So let's run you through. Interior is actually very similar to the previous generation. However, it's slightly different in a few different ways. Seats, all that exactly the same. You've got these nice leather seats here with, you can have blue stitch, but this has got the grey stitch. I really like the trim here and down here. Steering wheel is exactly the same, quite thick, quite chunky. You've got your cruise control and so on here, and then your media controls all on this side. Down here, let's just brighten it up so you can see, you have your automatic lights, etc, all on down there. And then we move to the big thing, which is the new screens. So let me just start the car up so you can see. It's quite nice actually that the car in here now actually is the car on the outside. It never used to be. So this is the design that I've gone for at the minute. You can change it on the little toggle on the right hand side, so you can change your content, so you can show your average fuel, map, etc, etc, G meter, which I don't really think you'd really need, and radio. And then if I go back up to the top, you can change the layout. So there's a few different ones, smaller one there, wide one which I quite like, and then this really minimalistic one here. Now that's all well and good, but the big thing that people have been asking about is what's it like to live with this. So this is the operating system 8 infotainment screen. Now I'll be honest, it was quite complicated at first, because if we use the toggle, so you can still use this down here, it's not completely touchscreen yet, go to the top, click on that. So this is your main menu. So you've got your interior lighting in here, your assistants. It just looks really complicated, doesn't it? But it actually, you get used to it quite quickly. So you've got Spotify here, all your different things, weather. These are all your little apps that you can use, Google Maps and CarPlay, messages, all this different stuff. So you can go in and change everything with the car all in here. But that's not the big thing. There's now no air conditioning controls down here. They all used to be set here, but now they are completely gone. And they're up here. So if you don't always need to click climate menu. If you wanted to just change your temperatures, they are here. So didn't mean to click on that. Let's go back off that. So you can use the toggles here. I've got it set so the climate control goes on the same both sides. It's a little bit time consuming doing this. You can hold it down, but then it goes even slower. So let's drop it back down. It's quite warm in here. You used to obviously have the buttons here, and then before that, the turny knobs, which I think the turny knobs are probably the easiest. And then if you want to go to heated seats, climate menu, and they're all here. So then you can go in and change your settings, where it's going. Your heated seats are all here as well. Now I'll be honest, it is a little bit annoying having to go in there and do that, but you'd be surprised how quickly you get used to it. So I've been in this car for a few weeks now, and I'm already used to having to click on here, etc, etc. And yes, this is relatively complicated to get used to straight away, but you do get used to it. However, most people, the majority of people, are going to just do this down here, bang, Apple CarPlay. That's all you're going to use. And the Apple CarPlay integration in this car is fantastic, to be honest. It's really, really good. So really all you're going to do is link your phone, put Apple CarPlay on, and that's about it really. You're just going to use the CarPlay, so it's actually not too hard. And I do really like this new layout, especially this one in the center here. It's actually really, really nice. It's really crisp. I tell you what, the definition, hopefully it's coming across on the camera, but the definition on this screen is amazing. And then you can go and change your radio station, etc, all in here as well. And they've actually got the real logos. I know that's something really trivial, but I really like that. So you can go in, BBC shows up, Capital shows up with the actual logos, etc. I really like that. Really, really like that. And the same when your music's on there, it pops up. But yeah, all in all, I think the interior of the new 3 Series Touring is a great place to be. The new LCI actually is really, really nice. So let's go and take this for a quick spin, and I'll tell you what it's like to drive and if it's any different to the previous generation. So what's the 320D Touring LCI like to drive? Well, let me sum this up. It's lovely. Need I go on? I spent a lot of time in the previous pre-LCI 3 Series Touring a few years ago, and it was to this day the best car that I've ever had as a company car, that I've ever run. It was supremely comfortable on long distance journeys, incredibly fuel efficient, and I just loved it. I loved the way that it rode on the road. I think the steering, the whole package was absolutely bob on, and this is very much exactly the same. I've been in this car for a few weeks and I already love it. I do love a Touring. It rides so beautifully on the road. This has got the M Sport Plus pack, Pro pack, so we've got adaptive suspension, and if ever you have the choice, please spec adaptive dampers, because it makes such a big difference to the way the car rides on the road. On long distance motorway journeys, which is pretty much what I do every single day, It's so comfortable in air. These front windows are double glazed, so it's so comfortable. It's so good at long distance cruises, and I've had, my average is 53 mpg, which is fabulous. I had a 20i, a 2 litre petrol before this, admittedly not a 3 Series, but it was getting 38. You can't argue with a diesel for fuel economy. They are just supreme in that sense. And this is a mild hybrid as well, so you've got a little bit of electrical assistance with the car. So when you're pulling up to junctions, etc., when the car turns itself off, the start-stop system, it still rolls a little bit on electric power, and then the same, once you get going again, it goes a little bit on electric power, then the engine kicks in. And when you put your foot down, you get a little bit of e-power. It says that at the top, that's the only way I can tell, to be honest. It feels exactly the same as a 320d that I had before, but it's got plenty of poke, and you'd think that a 20d would feel a little bit underpowered, but I don't think it does. You've got a very good amount of torque. We've got just under 200 horsepower in here as well, and it does just pick up incredibly well. I'm so impressed with it. I'm absolutely love this car already, and I can't wait to spend even more time in it and do thousands of miles, as I do, in hardly any time at all. So I would fully recommend the new BMW 3 Series Touring or the new 3 Series LCI, because it's still a fabulous car to drive, one of the best in this segment, probably the best in this segment, and it's now just been updated with this new technology that you get used to really, really quickly. I really like the screens, really like the feel, the quality is fantastic, and it drives just like nothing else. BMWs just drive like nothing else, especially the 3s and the 5s. Their bread and butter cars are supremely good. Now, thank you guys ever so much for watching. A little bit different video, no big fancy shots and different things like that, just a real down to earth. I wanted to show you guys this car, what it's like to live with. So thank you guys ever so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come, and I will catch you on the next one. If you want any more information on the 3 Series Touring or 3 Series Saloon, please use the link in the description to contact your nearest Ride BMW retailer.